Hi, welcome to Joyous Earth. Today we're going to talk about Black Tourmaline, how it works, why it works, and why you should be using it in any time that you're wanting to do healing, anytime you need some heavy lifting in your body or in the space, and cleaning and restructuring. Black Tourmaline is your crystal. I'm Kelly. G'day. I'm from Joyous Earth, and today we're going to be doing the Crystal Conscious live. Today's the first day I'm doing it on YouTube, so thank you. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It makes a big difference. Today we're going to be talking, as I said before, about Black Tourmaline. So this is an amazing Australian piece, again from the Fossica. I have two of these, straight out of the earth to me. What Black Tourmaline does, I'll give you a couple of other, it's a smaller Australian piece. This one's actually for sale. And actually they're Obsidian. I was getting them mixed up. This is an Obsidian. It looks a bit like Black Tourmaline. This is a typical Black Tourmaline piece. See the striations in it? Really amazing. These are all up on my website, Joyous Earth for sale. So today, the reason I chose Black Tourmaline is because it's one of my foundation crystals. I have a set of crystals that I use almost daily. Well, I do use daily because they're in my grids that I have around my house and around my clinic. They're the tools or the crystals that I use every day in clinic on people's body and with people's energy systems. So this Black Tourmaline as well, I've made a crystal elixir out of because it's so phenomenal on the human body and helping you heal your human body and get your human body into a space that's conducive to a really phenomenal energy flow and a great life. So with Black Tourmaline, the basics of it is it's a clearer, a cleaner. It is very, very, very good at moving into a space of dense energy, and I'm moving it off my throat now. Excuse me. So yeah, really good at moving. You'll hear the difference in my voice soon. Moving into a space where you've got dense energy, where there's even to physical mucus, to muscle compaction, to it's really, I actually really like working with it with cancer. It can be in your house in a space that is really, really heavy energy, like where there's a high energy flow or lots of arguments, or I can feel it moving off my throat now. So lots of arguments, or it can be where you've got, if you're around your computers and things like that, where there's lots of information coming in and out, and that needs to be cleaned and cleared consistently. So a bit different, or a lot different to selenite. Selenite is very much about really, really high vibrations and stepping the level up into a vibration of high, almost emotionless, not heartless, but emotionless process. Whereas with the Black Tourmaline, what it is it clears on a very physical, very here and now in the earth dense realm. So works on the subtle bodies or subtle energetic bodies in your body or in any sphere. So everything in the world is energetic. Everything in the world vibrates at different rates, and those communications between vibrations and how they change their oscillation and the force with each other creates different shapes. So what Tourmaline does is it helps come into specifically the energy lines within the body, the places, or the as you can see, like with the lines through here, the information channels in the body. What it does is it'll come in and not only clear and smooth, my throat feels so much better, clear and move away all of the denser stagnated areas, but at the same time it's really, really phenomenal. Those energy lines through your body have a structure. So they're different to the physical mass. So the subtle energy bodies have, they take up negative space. So, but within that negative space, there's a structure between physical or positive space and negative space. There's a structure, there's a communication pathway that holds the lighter, the negative energy of the subtle body. So the electricity, the informational oscillation or vibrations moving through the body, say from your head to your toe, that get released or that are building life force, things like that. So what the tourmaline does is it not only does it clear the negative space or the positive space, it also helps the communication or the structures that keep those two places separate and functioning properly. What the tourmaline does is it comes in and helps those spaces refunction and recreate. So that's why I call it the structural engineer. Okay, it's the first time I'm really saying this out loud, actually. So I'm sure by the end of the video I'll get more concise with actually speaking it. So yeah, so not only does it clean, but it finds those spaces where the structure of your information and the structure of your life force is blown out or blown in, and it clears them and then recreates them. Whereas if you say you're working with something like Obsidian is a really good clearer as well. It's actually volcanic glass. So what it is where it's actually where the volcanic or the lava has met water and it hasn't had time to crystallize it, and it forms the glass. So that kind of gives you an indication of the difference between the two. This is a really, really powerful cleanser as well, but it comes in with that fire energy and it just cleans the whole area. It doesn't recreate structure. Whereas, so that's when if you need something just to come in and just give everything a clean, but everything's pretty much okay about holding its own once that cleansing has been done. With the Black Tourmaline, this is why I use it on such a fundamental level and with most clients is because it clears and cleans the energy of the body or even in the energy of your house and things like that. And it recreates the boundaries, informational pathways to be able to make sure that that area stays clean in the future. So I work with it a lot with other crystals. Like most of my doorways have selenite and Black Tourmaline and rose quartz. I'm just looking, I've got on the shelf some kits that I've already done up. So I put these two together above my doorways, and what it does is when somebody comes in, not only does it raise their vibration, but it gives them an ability to be able to have their vibration raised and cleansed at the same time on a real physical level. So it's really interesting. When I first started using this combination above my doorways, I was just interested in how, just to see if it worked, to see how people felt and how they came through my front door. And I found a lot of people hesitated, or and because I have beautiful gardens, so they would stay outside for a little bit and just walk around the garden and almost come down into presence, and then they'd come in, whereas other people would come to the front door, and if they didn't want to be peaceful and harmonious, they just wouldn't come in. Like, no judgment there, that's just, you know, their choice. But it really, really showed me how profound just a couple of pieces of crystal set with intention above your doors can really help you keep your space clear, at the same time as helping the people around you be in a harmonious place with inside themselves. So your communications are completely different. You're not always constantly battling. You're not always constantly trying to reform your boundaries, and that can happen naturally and easily with flow. So what else with Black Tourmaline? I find it a very earthing, again, as I said, unlike the selenite, which is very high vibration and very angelic, the Black Tourmaline really helps us here on earth just get stuff done. You know, be able to come in and you're still very much in the tangible reality of being here on earth, but it gives us, it's like having that really strong person with us who just gets how to do something, holding us in space and keeping us flowing towards the things that we want. Or when we do come up against life situations or structures that we don't like, I find black tourmaline is a really good space holder for us, just to be able to be within the void, which most people are really scared of and don't like, or the present moment. Be in that space and be able to be there with ease and grace while we decide how we want to be and how we want to confront that situation. So a very, very tangible, very earthly crystal, high amount of use in everybody's life. So it's again the structural engineer of the subtle bodies, and not just the subtle bodies, but not only does it clean, but it has that beautiful natural intelligence of how to be on earth. So highly recommended using black tourmaline. You can use it with other crystals, as I say, in the selenite. I often use it with, always pretty much use it with rose quartz. So you're clearing and restructuring, and you're bringing in the love flow. Another really good one that I like to use it with is, let me find, Hematite. So anytime you use crystals and you mix them together, hold them, because how they work for you is up to you. So what I say to you is a really good indication of something to go and explore. But when you put those two crystals together, and if they just feel wrong to you, don't use them. Use something else, because it's how those particular energies affect and reflect throughout your energy system that makes the difference. So I often use the hematite, not hematite, pyrite and black tourmaline, hematite and tourmaline, or pyrite and black tourmaline, to really be able to bring an energy of consistent, stable growth, consistent, stable, the structures. So if you're working with, if you're at the start of something and wanting to build it, you've got all of these amazing creative ideas, but you just need to be, well, I know this is probably why I'm saying it, because I really find that I've got amazing ideas and lots of information coming in all of the time, when I often need something underneath me to keep my direction and my purpose flowing to that goal, and to be able to bring it to fruition, and to be able to let myself have the sustenance and the strength to go from start to finish, and with all of the ups and downs in between, without getting waylaid. So those two crystals working together, and maybe even with some, actually that's Amazonite. Oh, Amazonite, I haven't tried that combination. Actually, that feels really nice. I was going to say with green aventurine. So those three crystals together. So Amazonite working with black tourmaline. Amazonite brings you into a space where no matter what's going on around you, you stay true to your soul purpose. You still, no matter what other people say and feel or life throws at you, you really, really stay in your sacredness and who you are, and you have a really strong link and feeling and connection of the vibration of your true deep soul, and your ability to be more than who you are in that particular moment. So being able to have all of those crystals together is a really, really lovely mix of being able to keep the structure and give yourself the support to be able to live life truly who you are, and in ways that function and create expansiveness and joy at the same time as being able to tick all the boxes. So really, really nice combination. Coming back to black tourmaline, I cleanse it often. I like to clean it. I like to put it back on earth so that it absorbs, and it's almost like not even almost, it is. When I put specifically black tourmaline, or a lot of different tourmalines, but black tourmaline back on the earth, I feel like there's an energy exchange, a circle that's being reunited. So I might have it and work with somebody with it, and that it's not like I use up that energy, but that energy does start to influence the crystal. So I put it back on the earth, and it's Gaia can come back in and recreate the purity of communication and vibration through the stone. Amazing, amazing crystal. In You can clean it in many different ways. You can put it in water and moonlight, but I definitely recommend at least some stage when you're using a lot that you quite regularly put it back on the earth. With this particular one, the Aussie crystal, the Aussie Black Tourmaline, when I got this, it really sung to me that it wanted to work with breasts and on women's chests and that whole area of nurture and giving and being able to. It might be just this particular crystal, but I'm assuming that all Black Tourmaline would be quite good with it, probably because of the shape of this one as well. But yeah, if any of you are having any congestion through the breasts or any of your clients are having congestion through the breasts, I recommend that you give Black Tourmaline a go. As I said, it's powerful, it's strong, it's direct, and it's really supportive and really nurturing. I'll get some more. I'm actually taking some notes and working with some different clients with this. So as I find out more about it in a clinical point of view and application, I'll let you know. Okay, legends. Thank you, and thanks for watching my first ever live stream on YouTube. So I hope it worked out really, really well. Remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and share it with all your mates. Any questions, please let me know. And go to joyousearth.com if you want to get any crystals. We're putting more and more stuff up every day. Everything's lovingly sourced, lovingly kept, cleaned, and activated. Activating crystals, in one sense, as we send them out with pure high vibration love. When you get it, then the space is open for you to activate it with your own. Actually, next week we're going to talk about activating crystals. So there we go. So yeah, all of the crystals, whether you get them from me or anybody else, all crystals are amazing, and I love you. See ya.